Righto, hello YouTube. First video on this old girl. We're going to get it up and running out of her dry storage. It's been dry stored since about February this year. I didn't get much driving in over the start of the year, unfortunately, but I want to make a real good effort to get some driving in, so I'm doing some maintenance before we can get her all started. First I'll come to the boot. So I didn't record this, but so the other day I got into the fuel tank. If anyone's wondering, this is how you get into the fuel tank of a Mark IV Supra. So that's where your spare wheel bolts to, which is bolted down on top of this. Lift it, and then you've got your massive O-ring that you use a huge hose clamp for if you don't have the correct tool, and you tighten that up on it, and then you can just knock it around and knock it loose. But so it's still not plugged in yet. I plan to give it a few cranks just to build oil pressure once I do an oil change. But remove your vent lines, your main fuel pressure feed, and then you can get in there. So I've used a siphon pump to suck all the fuel out. It actually worked really well. Here's the brand. Runs on a couple of AA batteries, and that tank had about 25-30 litres in it, and drained it in minutes. So it was all good. So I'm going to start with a fresh, full, new brand speaking tank of fuel. I am also going to do the oil filter, which is ever so lovely located all the way down there. There's the HKS one, and down under here too, which I believe you get through from underneath, is the fuel filter. So I'm going to start jacking it up. We'll get the oil out of it, and then we will, while the oil's draining, investigate this fuel filter, and then I'll worry about the oil filter shortly, but I have a big wrench for that. So if we come over to the little toolbox, actually, what have we got? You need this. Get in there on there for a 2J, because it is a nice shit of a spot. But we'll use that. Cool. Righto, I'll get the car jacked up, and we'll see if we can find a few bits and pieces. Righto, the back. Got it jacked up in a few places I'm happy with. Got like a frame rail there. Still got the jack there for support, and another axle stands there as just extra support. Right here is our fuel filter, banjo bolt, and a giant flare nut there. So we'll crack that off, but first, because it's on the right angle, I'm going to get the oil draining. Righto. Righto. Just the 14mm. Yeah, I do remember. Oh, it's been a while. Where are the guys? Yeah, got it. Love that. Minimal spillage. Nice. Right. Righto, back up top. Right, we're here. That's draining. Just 14mm enough on the old sump bung there. And it can just drain away. The engine isn't hot, so it might take a little bit longer than normal. Now I'm going to start working on this fuel filter while that's doing its thing. So we'll just set up. Bear with me because my little tripod thingy is now also broken. Yay. Right, cool. I'm going to start on that flare nut. And how big is it? It's huge. But 14 was the right guess. Hey. Hopefully it doesn't start to round. Ooh, it might start to round. I don't have any pipe spanners. What size is that one? That is a 17 on the banjo. Oh, right. Oh, besides getting dirt in my eye, let's just have a look, because let's not round this. That'd be a bad day if I did that. Oil's still draining and not going on the ground, so that's good. Set that on there nicely. See a few hits. Might be able to shock it free. Righto. Righto. Let's see if it goes. Ah, yay. Some residual fuel in the lines. That's cool because I don't want any of the old fuel. That's a bit worrying. Why are you getting tight? Don't do that. Play nice, please. That tube nut is tight, but the thread is looking really nice. So I'm guessing it's because there's crap on the actual pipe itself, which is fine. Right, let's see what we can do with that one. Grounding wire here, which I did not know about, but that's cool. Right, I don't know if I'm going to get this. No. Right, I'm going to put a spanner on that one. Is some counter leverage. I'm guessing it's either a 17 or a 19, but standard Japanese cars will run with the 17 first. One second. Right, now let's reconfigure myself. Oh, there's that side. That's why I bought the 19 on the fuel filter. There we go. Right. Right. Maximum effort. Woo! Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding? No, I don't think I am. Oh, well, that is a miracle in itself. But the evening is still young. rid of all that old fuel onto the ground. In my hair now, yay. Cool. Righto. Now I'm going to need a 10mm on that grounding wire, which I didn't realise was there. 1010. And what's possibly a Phillips. We'll let that fuel drip out. But this might be our friend the rattle gun. In 2 seconds. Power tools and fuel. What could go wrong? Alright, grounding wire. Easy. Don't you still like yourself like that. Cool. Grounding wire gone. Definitely have to put that back on. If anyone's wondering, my battery is disconnected. Before we carry on. Righto. I've just got the rotor on its lowest setting as well. Oh, great success. Oh, we're still going on this. This is all the way in there. Right, I'm just going to anchor it again. 2 watts. So turn against. Hey, now we're going loose. That's what I like to see. That one. And brilliant. Alright, we'll bring this out into the light and have a look at it. Cool, right. We've got the fuel filter out. Genuine Toyota Denso filter. So I have owned this car like 11, 12 years, however long it is, and I've obviously never changed it. But I'm guessing it's the original one, but the car has only done 114,000 kilometres, or 65 odd, 70, whatever the conversion is, 1,000 miles. Well, there's a lot more fuel. Yeah. So we're going to undo this. So we want, may have had a hit at some stage too. It's interesting because it's got a weird knock into it. Yeah. Right. And this is the equivalent one. Part number OXFF47 can be used for a Z466. Here we go. So, right size, right shape, just not Japanese OEM, but still no dramas. The same kink to it? It doesn't. It's definitely hit. Just so you know, this OEX filter is identical in every single way. It would not surprise me if Denso have these filters made by these people, and they just put a Denso Toyota sticker on them. even more fuel coming out of it. Right, little 8mm bolt that I've just thrown away. There it is. And our filter will slide out. There we go, OEM. And now this goes in, it's got wee ridges in it, so it can only go one way in the bracket. So we're going to mount that in about there. I'll re-put our bolt in. In saying that, this filter could be a little bit fatter. Not much, just a little bit. I just got to pinch it up to get the bolt back in. Is it bitten? It has. We've got our banjo fitting up the right way. We've got, we'll centre that in the bracket, so it's all hidden. We've got our line in, our flare nut, banjo fitting going in there. Flow, I did have a flow arrow on here, wherever the flow arrow is gone. But from tank to engine. Righto, that's clamping up nice and tight, that's good. Golden. Golden, golden, golden. Right, I'm going to wear the bungs in. I'm going to set back up under there. I'm going to get this bad boy mounted back up. Righto. I'm going to stop by popping that one off. And I want to see if I can hand start the thread on here. Oh, that's beautiful. Yep. Cool. Now, let's start it tighten. It is a little bit tight, but here we go. It's pretty much bottomed itself out. And I am right. Filter doesn't line up anymore, so we're going to have to shift it forward in the bracket. What do you know? Cool. Right, I've just shifted it all the way forward in the bracket, so we'll just nip that back up. Start back on the old tube nut. Tube nut hand tighten, there we go. Always do tube nuts as much as you can by hand. Now we are still not what are we? No, we are not. Cool. Righto, those are in its bolted up positions. Give it away. Okay. this is. I can't move the pipe. Now I got my set all the way in by hand anyway. Cool. That's nice and tight. I'm happy with that. Next, banjo. So we get the other cap off, and I've got some new copper washers. So hold fire. Righto, so that's how we're looking so far. She's all up, flare nuts tight. Got to do the banjo fitting. So I'm just gonna. No, it's not a great view, but I wonder if I throw you under the tyre. How does that sound? Move the ugga dugga. Ugga dugga moved. Oh, look at that. Who would know if I put you on this side, you'd have a better view. Miracles. Miracles, fella. Right. Can peel this cap off and out. Cool. So that's that. There is one, which is an aluminium washer, but as far as I know, it shouldn't matter. Take the banjo bolt out, and we are going to take off the other aluminium washer. Now, come on. I know you've been on there for nearly 30 years, but there you go. Thank you. Now, let's hope I can size a bolt correctly without even seeing it. Please, 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 please. Yay. Please, 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 please. Yay. Alright, so we're going to lift that up, line it up, and start it. And now, easy, easy. Come on, you. Oh, that might have been it. That might have been it. It's going in pretty tight. But snug. The banjo's sitting in its locator. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together. Right, we are there. Get our trusty 19mm. That's not 19mm, that's tiny. It must be 19mm. 19mm on the filter itself. Maybe one more. Yeah, I'm sure that's new to me. Cool. New copper washers, all in tight, new fuel filter, and all old fuel drained out. Just what I wanted. Just slap that grounding wire back in. Apparently. Hey, I'm sure Toyota knows what they're doing. Alright, let's go position up there. Get the ugga dugga. Take a little bit of tension off it and cool. Sold. Right, we're all up in place, looking pretty. New shiny copper washers, new fuel filter, some fresh 98 in the tank, and we'll be away laughing. But now we'll top her up with some oil. Wow, or we'll get up there and get that oil filter off. Goody. Cool. Right, I've just put the sump pump back in, fresh washer and everything. Didn't bother showing you because I don't think you need to see a bolt getting screwed in. But now, this is probably the worst part of servicing 2Js, when you don't have a hoist especially, is getting to that oil filter. It is, you can only see it really on my one because it's pinky purple. HKS, I'm sure it added 5 horsepower. But now we're going to get that off, make a huge mess, and yeah, fun times. Right, bear with me while I try and set this up. I'm actually going to probably lower the car down. Cool, 2 seconds. Righto, we're back on the ground. My phone fell over and somehow it's not broken, so we'll take each miracle as it comes. Next, I'm going to get the torch out just for a bit of extra light, and I'm going to try and grapple that oil filter. Casual edge, good stuff going in. Righto. Oh, that's real metal. See, when you scratch it, easy. That's not really helpful. Let's not screw up magnets. Let's just put that there. For a bit of light. And I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to show, but you guys can see the oil filter from there. Have my handy dandy pinches, and oh yeah, rags. Lots of rags if possible. Hold on. Right, as you can see, there's a bit of white down there now. I've stuffed as many rags as I can under it. Let's try and crack it free with the teeth of doom. Now this. I'll do this. That one out of the way. Oh my god, I must have been so kind to myself last time. They turn already. Did that turn already? Oh, it did. Oh, that was so good. So good. Thank you. Thank you, firstborn. Now we won't have to get a hand. Yeah. Is it not quite handable yet? No, but it is moving. Right, that was a bit easier. A bit freer. I don't know if I'm bleeding yet. No, there's still time. Yeah. There goes the... Yay, that oil. Ow. 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 There goes that bit of skin I was talking about. One HKS oil filter. Then I'm probably dripping everywhere. Cool. That's just sitting in the oil pan draining. has got to be one of the most painless ones of those I've done. So, win's a win. How much I spilled on the ground? I don't know. But now we're going to prick the other oil filter and get that on. Now this new Ryko Syntec one, it's the first time I'm putting one of these on the Supra. I've generally gone with Gritty or HKS or TRD, but we'll give it a go. It's quite a bit bigger than the HKS one, but I think it's the same size as the TRD, so we'll find out. Right, cool. Right, I've got a little cap of oil, fresh oil. Woo! I'm just going to put it on the O-ring. Nice. We took the rest of that oil in the engine. Not with the cap, obviously. Okay, and as I say, this one's a bit bigger than the HKS one, so let's see if we can find a handy way to shuffle this through. Okay, this is going to be a step-by-step process. Righto. And all right, well, we're down there. I really need my hand to go to the other side of that. Right, will you stay? Stay. Stay. Good. Come on. Lucky glove. Now this is the worst part. This is why the other one was so easy to get off, because doing them up when they say hand tight, unless you've got a hoist, you literally can only go hand tight. I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. I cannot flex anymore. We'll put the jaws on it and give it a wee tweak if I can. Cool. So drag one. Drag two. Drag three. Nice. Pop that power steering hose back in. Just a little bit of oil, we'll mop it up. Cool. Cool. Alright, we can fill it up and check some wheels. Righto. Online said 5 litres, but I've put a wee bit in out of another bottle. I'm going to put a rag around there. I should really get a funnel. It slipped in my hand. Right. Put that on a flat surface and just check my level, but probably a litre and a bit. Flat surface. Only 500 mils down. Righto. Right, I'll come back when I've topped it all the way up. Righto, I have put 4.5 litres in, plus a little bit out of another bottle, so roughly about 5 litres. This is going to be it for us, this video. I will double check the level, and then I'm going to put the car away, and tomorrow I'll go get some fresh fuel, and then we'll get the car back out of the garage, and we will give it a few dry cranks just to get the oil circulating since it's been sitting for longer than normal. And we will, I'll disconnect all the coils, I'll leave the fuel pump unplugged, and we'll put a battery jumper on here and get it going. Battery's still got a nice green light in it. Get the oil circulating, and then we'll see if we can get it first start up in about 9-10 months. So here goes. I'll be driving it for the rest of summer, but we'll see how we get on. Peace. Cool. Righto, let's give it a check. We'll do it on camera. Oh, yep. We're about 3/4 on the dot. We've got one last check. It's coming up even a wee bit more. Yeah, 3/4 definitely. Cool. We're going to let it settle overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow with part 2 of the video and see if we can do first start. See ya.